Hey guys, welcome to the video. Yeah, I know my background's different. Scotland's back in lockdown, so I moved in my girlfriend's house just for the rest of it because that does Stitch. So I'm going to be going over all the live action Spider-Man suits ranked from my least favourite to my favourite. I know, there's actually none of the live action suits that I dislike. There's only obviously my least favourite, but even my least favourite, I don't dislike it. So let's get moving. If you enjoy this kind of stuff, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I do a lot of nerdy content like covering comic books, Star Wars, comic movies, just all that kind of stuff, top 10 list, just all that. So if you're into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button. So kicking off the list is the Human Spider suit from the first Spider-Man movie in 2002. This is the suit he wears when he does the wrestling, and there's not really much to say about this suit. It looks pretty cool for the wrestling, and I do think like the t-shirt for it looks pretty cool, and I like the big spider on it. But apart from that, it's just a really simple suit. Essentially, I think it looks better without the mask. I would like the mask with it, but apart from that, yeah, that's all I really say about it. It's a simple costume. Next up is the symbiote from Spider-Man 3. I remember like when this came out, I was a wee bit kind of disappointed with how the suit looked, but that just because obviously I'd like read the comics and watched the cartoons and stuff when I was younger, and I was just kind of like, I think it does look pretty cool for what it is because like the eyes are a bit sharper and the logo looks a bit sharper, and essentially it's just his red and blue suit, just like black. But I think it works for the movie and it looks pretty cool in the film. But I also do get why they didn't go for like the comic accurate one, because when you look at that like behind the scenes, it looks like it'd be used in some certain websites. But I like overall it's just a plain looking suit, but I like how it looks in the movie and it works essentially for the film, I suppose. Coming in at number 8 is like the stealth suit or the Night Monkey suit from Spider-Man Homecoming. Obviously, the purpose of this suit was just to kind of hide the fact that it was Spider-Man, but like I said, it just kind of the last two suits. There's not really much to say about it. Like it works for the film, and it's more of a plot kind of thing in the movie, just to hide the fact that it's Spider-Man and just make people think that it isn't Spider-Man there. But overall, I think it looks pretty cool. I like the fingerless gloves on it, and I like how it looks in the Spider-Man like PS4 game as well. But I don't really have much to say about it. It works in like the live action, and I like the look of it. Coming in at number 7 is the Iron Spider suit that we see for the first time in Spider-Man Homecoming at the end, and then we finally see in action in Infinity War. I like the suit in Infinity War, I like how it works, and essentially it was to help him breathe in space, so I like the purpose behind it. And while I'm not a huge fan of like the kind of tech-based suits in the MCU, I do think it works for the movie because obviously it's used to help him survive in space, and it looks pretty cool in action, I think, as well, when he's fighting Thanos and stuff, and then when the big spider legs pop out. Personally, I'm a fan of it and I like it, and I especially like how it looks in the Spider-Man game as well. Coming in at number 6 is the Spider-Man Homecoming suit. I like how this suit, like, obviously it refers back to the Steve Ditko designs, like the classic one. It's got the tiny spider, it's got the big fat logo in the back, and it's got the small eyes that move. I think it looks pretty cool in that aspect. I'm just not a huge fan of the, like, how tech-based it is with all the gadgets it has, but apart from that, I do like the look of it, and I actually do own this suit as well. I think it looks pretty cool. Like I said, it's a homage to the original Spider-Man suit, and I like how it looks when you just look at it. But sometimes I feel in the film they put way too much CGI over it. But when you see it when it's not got any CGI on it, it does look pretty cool. Number 5 is probably a bit of a weird one, but it's actually the homemade suit at the end that he wears at Homecoming. I just think this one actually looks pretty cool, and I like how at the end it's just his suit, like he makes it. It's not got any fancy gadgets on it or anything, and it's basically just a tracksuit with a mask and some goggles. I think it looks pretty cool, and honestly, like I actually really like the look of it in action as well. I just think there's something nice and simplistic about it, and I just felt it worked, especially at the end of Homecoming and when you see him wear it. At number 4, it's the Spider-Man Homecoming suit, the black and red one. Like I said, the kind of problems I have with this one is kind of the same as the Homecoming one, but it's a bit too much tech based. But apart from that, I do love how it looks, and I love the red and black on it. And I just think it just looks really cool in action as well. My only gripe with it is essentially how much gadgets it has and how much CGI they put over it. But when you see it, like set photos and stuff, and there's no been any CGI on it, it does look pretty awesome. And like I said, I'm a huge fan of red and black, so that's a big plus for me as well. My number 3 pick is probably a lot of people's least favourite, but it's actually the Amazing Spider-Man 1 suit. When it comes to this suit, I just love how it has like the massive logo on his chest and the big logo in the back, and I love how it's been broken up, and the suit just doesn't look perfect at all. Like it looks like someone's like sloppily made it, which I think works very well. While I do get the criticisms with the mask, it does look a wee bit like a basketball. I think it looks pretty cool in my opinion. I just wish the eyes were maybe a bit bigger. Like because they were gold, I maybe wish the eyes were a bit black, would have looked a bit better on the suit. But when you look at it in some lighting, the lenses do look black on it, and it does look really cool. And I think as well that I love how the soles on it are just like tennis shoes or running shoes. I really love the look of it, and I just think it works very well for the tone of the film and just kind of what they were going for as well. My number 2 pick is probably a lot of people's favourites, but I have a good reason for it to be my second favourite and not my favourite one. It's actually the Sam Raimi suit, and the reason it's my second favourite is because it does have a lot of nostalgia behind it, and it was the first like live action Spider-Man suit we'd ever seen. But my main problem with it is I just think it maybe like it just looks a bit too bulky sometimes, and I'm not a huge fan of like the really like pointy eyes on it. I think that I don't know, like I just think they look a bit weird. I do like the suit, and I do think it looks awesome, especially in action, and I especially the touch ups of doing it as well in Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3 to make the blue a bit darker and stuff. But like I said, that's just kind of the main problems of it. It's a bit bulky, and that is my issue with it. But apart from that, I think it's a really awesome suit, and like I said, there's a lot of nostalgia behind it, and I just think obviously it works very well in the movies it's in. So my number one pick, it is probably a few people's favourite suit as well, but it's actually the Amazing Spider-Man 2 costume. Like, I love the big massive eyes on it. It just reminds me of like the Todd McFarlane art from back in the 90s, and I love, like I said, like the massive spider on the front and the back. And I genuinely think this is like the perfect comic book adaptation of the Spider-Man suit. I just think it looks perfect, and like I said, it captures a lot of like the 90s Spider-Man, and I love the big eyes as well, like in the Ultimate Spider-Man comics as well. I just think it looks awesome, and it's probably like the most comic accurate suit we've seen. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Let me know what you thought of the video, and let me know what your favourite Spider-Man costume is in the comments below. It doesn't have to be a live action one, it can be one of the like a comic book costume or one from the animated cartoons as well. So let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a like and click that subscribe button for more content like this. I covered a lot of comic book stuff, comic book movie stuff, and a lot of Star Wars content especially. So if you're into that kind of stuff, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.